Hello and welcome to a very special episode of The Big Fight. This time, it's not an issue which is so much about fighting, but it is an issue that I believe, and I think a lot of people out here will believe, is going to be the single biggest problem that is going to face this country in the years ahead. And we have to find solutions, and we have to find solutions now. And that is the problem of water. In part after part of the country, in state after state in this country, water is starting to dry up. Groundwater is diminishing. People are not getting water to drink in city after city. Per capita water availability is starting to fall. What are we going to do about it? That's really going to be the subject of this particular big fight. And I have to say that we probably got one of the most illustrious panels ever assembled in one place to really discuss the issue of water and what we can actually do about it. I'd like to start by welcoming onto the program Mr. Pawan Kumar Bansal, who's the Minister of State for Water Resources. The man, well, I guess the buck essentially stops with you, at least at the central level. We also have with us here in the studio Mr. Inder Raj, who's a member of the Central Water Commission, who can tell us what exactly you are intending to do about the water problem that's gripping many of us. Also with us in the studio, Shekhar Kapoor, who's not just one of India's best-known directors, but he's been one of his pet projects is a project on Paani. And that's something which is very dear to his heart. You've been actually talking about it for a while now, Shekhar, how important water is going to be. And I think we're now starting to reach the point of apocalypse that you've been really talking about. Rajinder Singh, Magsaysay Award winner, somebody who's done a lot of work in water conservation as well. It's a privilege to have you with us to tell us what you think we can actually do. Rohini Nilankani, who's funded Argyam from her endowment fund and has done a lot of work in actually bringing water to people. So it's great to have you with us. And we're going to be joined by the people who actually face the problem day in and day out. Not just the audience we have out here with us in Delhi. We'll be going to Jaipur, to Bhopal, to Bangalore, to Lucknow. But the stories we'll hear can be replicated in just about any part of the country you can choose to turn to. But before I come to any of you, let me start with the audience. And let me do some quick unscientific polling out here. How many of you think that the single biggest problem this country is going to face in the next 10 years will be a problem of water? How many feel that? Yes. Yeah. Every single one of you. Shekhar? Well, actually, it makes me sometimes marvel as to why the country doesn't pay more attention to what actually seems to be happening. Every single person on this audience, and it's not a hand-picked audience, every single person said water is the single biggest problem. More than price rise, more than law and order, more than corruption, certainly more than the IPL. But we don't talk about it enough.
I think because we keep saying it's the future. We keep saying it's a future problem. The problem, we are in an absolute crisis now when 80% of the population of this country is unable to get clean drinking water, when we have so many infants die because they're drinking bad, dirty drinking water. And this has been going on for 10 years. It's just that it doesn't hit the urban areas. It's just that it does not hit those that are making
Even
decisions.
in urban areas, you find pumps are starting to dry. People are paying for tankers. They are struggling. It's actually a problem that everyone has.
And which is why I'm making this film, which is about the urban areas, because we just talk about it as water. What we don't look at is the social issues around it. Is that we are on the brink of a revolution, which is not the Maoist revolution, it's not an IPL, it's not a cricketing revolution. It's a revolt because people won't get water. And that will cause the revolt. And that revolt is teetering at this moment, now. And so as long as we keep saying, it's the future, it's the future, it's the future, it's not. It's a problem now.
Rajinder Singh ji, पानी की समस्या आपको लगता है सबसे बड़ी समस्या है और उसके बारे में कुछ किया जा रहा है, कुछ किया जा सकता है कि नहीं हो रहा है कुछ?
पानी की समस्या आज़ादी के बाद जिस तरह से बढ़ी है वो देश अब देख रहा है। आज़ादी के बाद पहली प्लानिंग कमीशन की रिपोर्ट 1957 में कुल इस देश में 232 गांव नो सोर्स विलेज बताती थी। अभी ये संख्या 2.5 लाख से ऊपर गांव हो गए जिनमें पानी का संकट बढ़ता जा रहा है। ये बढ़ता हुआ संकट अब लोगों की नज़र में है, लेकिन इस बढ़ते हुए संकट का जवाब लोगों ने अपने पसीने से, अपनी मेहनत से और अपने संगठन से ढूंढा है। पर ये सरकारें कभी भी समाज के और समुदाय के अपने काम से, अपने निर्णय से जो भी वो करना चाहते हैं उसमें कभी मदद नहीं करती।
Tuba.com